The Clockmaker's Dilemma. In the quiet town of Weatherdale, there lived a clockmaker named Elias Grayson. Known for his unmatched craftsmanship, Elias had been creating intricate clocks for over 30 years. His shop, tucked in a cobblestone alley, was adorned with ticking wonders of all sizes, their pendulums swaying in perfect harmony. Yet, for all his success, Elias carried a secret burden. Elias had a peculiar obsession. He wanted to create a clock that could influence time itself. Not merely mark it, but bend it, pause it, or accelerate it. This idea consumed him. His late wife, Clara, had often warned him, "Elias, time is not ours to control. It's meant to flow as it does." But after her untimely passing, his obsession deepened, fueled by the regret of not cherishing their time together. One rainy evening, while closing the shop, a mysterious man entered. He was tall, with sharp eyes that seemed to pierce through Elias's soul. Draped in a long, dark coat, the stranger carried an air of authority. "I hear you're the best clockmaker in Weatherdale," he began. Elias nodded. "I do my best. How can I help you?" The man pulled out a small, ornate pocket watch. Its design was unlike anything Elias had seen. Gears spun inside a glass casing, yet there was no visible winding mechanism. The numbers shimmered faintly, almost alive. "This," said the stranger, "is no ordinary watch. It holds the power to manipulate time. But it's broken. I need you to fix it." Elias's heart raced. Here was the opportunity he had dreamed of for years. Yet, he couldn't shake an unease about the stranger's intense gaze and the peculiar object in his hand. "Who are you?" Elias asked. The man smiled faintly. "You may call me Victor. Let's just say I'm a traveler, between moments." Victor placed the watch on the counter. "Fix this, and you'll be rewarded beyond imagination. Fail, and you'll never see me again." Before Elias could respond, Victor vanished, leaving behind only the ticking of the other clocks in the shop. Elias spent weeks studying the watch. It defied all logic. Its gears moved in ways that shouldn't be possible, and its intricate mechanisms seemed to change every time he examined them. He pored over ancient texts, scoured his late wife's journals for inspiration, and worked late into the night. Finally, after months of relentless effort, Elias managed to repair the watch. But curiosity got the better of him. He couldn't resist testing it. Holding the watch, he turned its small dial forward. Instantly, the world around him blurred, and the next moment, he was standing in a future version of his shop, dusty and abandoned. He turned the dial backward, and the shop was suddenly vibrant and new, bustling with customers. The power of the watch was undeniable. Yet, Elias noticed something strange. Each time he used it, a faint crack appeared on its glass face, as though the very act of bending time came at a cost. Victor returned the following night, as mysteriously as he had appeared before. "You've done it," he said, inspecting the watch. "You've fixed it." Elias hesitated. This watch is dangerous. Each use damages it. I fear it could break permanently." Victor's eyes darkened. "That's none of your concern. Hand it over." But Elias stepped back. "What do you intend to do with it?" Victor's voice turned cold. "You've meddled with time yourself, haven't you? Don't lecture me on its dangers. Give me the watch." Elias gripped the watch tightly. "I can't. This power is unnatural. It doesn't belong to anyone." Victor advanced, his presence suddenly overwhelming. "You think you understand time, Clockmaker? Time isn't kind or fair. It takes what it wants. The watch is mine by right." Realizing the danger he was in, Elias turned the dial on the watch. The room warped, and he found himself transported to the past, back to the moment Clara was alive. She was in their kitchen, humming softly as she prepared tea. "Elias," she said, surprised, "what are you doing home so early?" Tears filled his eyes. He had longed for this moment for years. "Clara," he whispered, rushing to hold her. But as he embraced her, he felt a sharp pain in his chest. Looking down, he saw Victor, standing behind him, clutching the watch. "You fool," Victor snarled. "You've fractured time. Do you realize what you've done?" The room began to collapse, reality breaking apart like shards of glass. Clara vanished, her image shattering into fragments. "Stop this!" Elias shouted. Victor held up the cracked watch. "It's too late. Time is unraveling, thanks to your meddling." Elias realized the truth. The watch wasn't meant to be controlled. It was a test, a temptation, and he had failed. Summoning all his resolve, Elias lunged for the watch. In the struggle, it slipped from Victor's hand and shattered on the ground. A blinding light filled the room, and Elias felt himself being pulled into an endless void. When he awoke, he was back in his shop. The clocks ticked normally, the air was calm, and Victor was gone. The broken pieces of the watch lay on the counter, lifeless. Elias glanced at the wall where a portrait of Clara hung. He realized the lesson he had been too stubborn to see: time wasn't something to control or manipulate. It was a gift, meant to be cherished in its natural flow. From that day on, Elias abandoned his obsession. He focused instead on living in the moment, appreciating the ordinary beauty of life. And though the memory of Clara still lingered, he no longer dwelled on what could have been. In the end, Elias became not just a master clockmaker but a man at peace with the rhythm of time, a lesson earned through the costliest mistake of his life.